nice and tidy, edited down video, but I have ways for you to make it faster. You can click that little gear on the YouTube settings right there on the video and adjust the playback speed, make me sound like a chipmunk, and it'll go a lot faster. You can also look and see if there's timestamps for this project in the description, and if you're on a desktop, you can hover over the time bar at the bottom of the screen and see if it's chunked up into chapters, and then that way you can go directly to the step you're looking for. And lastly, you can also tap on the screen on the right hand side of the video picture or on the left hand side to make the video jump ahead, forward or backward if you're on a mobile device. And you can adjust that amount in your settings so you can have complete control over how much it jumps. So if you are on a desktop, you can use the fast forward or the rewind, and that will make it go faster as well. You can also enable subtitles, and the little CC on the screen will enable closed captioning. That way, if I am a little bit harder to understand with that double playback speed, the subtitles might help you out. All right, well, I know that it's not a nice little edited video, but if you sew with me, we'll get there together and it'll be lots of fun. And now for the live stream. Happy sewing! Hello! I'm sorry I'm late. I'm having so much trouble with Instagram the last few days. How about you guys? Let me just, I'm just posting my thing right now. How are you? It's giving me so much trouble. Like I pre-make all the, like I'm live now things, and it won't let me select them. And so then I just made one and then it didn't post. So maybe it's posting twice. I don't know. And happy Pi Day. Okay, let's see if that works. Does anyone even use this? I wonder. Okay. Boy. Hello, hello. All right, so it's Pi Day 3.14, right? And so I decided to make my pie slice pincushion for free today. There's a code on the screen there. So this is the pincushion, and I have a few here. These are all very old, like prototypes right here. This is the one I use all the time. This is my Eat Crow pie. This is one of the originals. Like, look, there's my old Chicken Boots label. Really old. And then I had one, this one also was a prototype because I put the little cutouts. This was my original one, like color-wise, and it's one of the only things I've ever had stolen from me was this thing. So, and it also comes with a little cupcake pincushion. So I doubt you all need a novelty pincushion. But if you've ever thought about it, and I cut one out if you guys want to see me sew one today. So how are you guys? I'm going to be making a double-double today, and I wanted to show you what they look like. I think someone bought this one, but if you're not sick of hearing me talk about this, I haven't done my romper room thing, I know. Sorry, I'm out of sorts. So this is the bag. It's clear on the bottom, has the pocket inside. You access the pocket from the inside of the bag, but you can see what's in there. And then the top just shuts with the webbing handle, right? So it's about this big. So yeah. So anyway, there's kits for these. The pattern's out now. There's also kits for notions cases in there. There's some sewn product. I'm not very good at launching new things. So anyway, hi Hannah, hi Shem, hi Amy, hi Julie, hi Danny, hi Aisha, hi Christina. They swipe things off the table. Is that the same thing as what Julie's talking about? You swipe things off. Oh, and then later on I'll show you where the this is one of the kits. Quickie tool case is at. I brought them all. So, oh, really? You know, I could see that, Danny, like people brought like their sewing room to the conference, you know, like they knew how to kit themselves, like kitted it out. They had like things and they would just unroll them or set them up and it would just be like they had everything they needed, which I think makes you a lot more comfortable and confident, you know, like you feel like, okay, I got all the stuff. I know how to deal with this. So, hi, Delwyn. Hi, Justine. Hi, Deb. Happy Pi Day. Where's Rachel? We're making her bag. She ordered this bag from me. Oh, I need different thread color. Let's change the thread. Let's put some cream in here. Might need to wind a bobbin. At any rate, oh, this one didn't wind yesterday. Okay, let's wind that gray one first, and then we'll wind a cream bobbin. I'm trying to get my bobbins back up because I've been a little bit lazy in doing like, oh, I just need this for like this little tiny thing. So I use the bobbin and I don't put the other one on, obviously, because I'm not using it all up. And then you end up using up the bobbin just like little bits at a time. Oh, really? Weird. Yeah, I think what bugged me about the pin cushion being swiped was that it was in my own home. So there used to be this really great, there still is actually, I'm just not there anymore. This open studios events, you probably guys have something like this in your community where the artists open up their studios to people and they can come and see their workspace and buy things from them if they want. It was a really fun event. And my studio at the time was perfect for it because it had a separate entrance so people could walk around the side of my house. They would have to go in my house and then they could come into the studio and see my setup. And I had a lot of product there. So I wasn't an artist, but I was still creating things. And you didn't have to go if you were like, no, artists only, because there were a lot of people that thought that way. You could just not go to mine, right? Because there were tons of them all over the county. And that's where I lost my pincushion. So, I know, it just felt really gross. Like, you came to my house to see my space and then stole something? Like, what? What? So, yeah. Oh, no, Julie. I've had this question about bra making. You're going to know why, too. Can you make a bra without a zigzag machine? I want to know, can you make a bra with a zigzag machine? He's been rolled up for a little bit. Not really. Why? What do I need to solve? You can't. Why? I don't understand. I mean, I imagine, like, you know, that it's not that I don't believe you, but is it a stretch thing? The elastic. So why can't you put the elastics on with a straight stitch? Would it look terrible? Yeah, you could probably cover stitch. I was wondering about that too. There, you can go onto and off of the bra, like there's a place to go on and off of it. Yeah, they might be, Danny, but they also might be, you know, with an automated machine. It would look horrible. Interesting. Now I'm more intrigued about sewing a bra. That's what it takes. Can I sew this with a straight? It's the only thing I can't sew on a straight stitch machine. I really thought more people would buy the sewn version of this. Admittedly, I'm terrible about promoting my own patterns because there's so many people from the chicken boots days that are like, well, I don't sew. And like I said, admittedly, I'm terrible about promoting. And I didn't post this on my chicken boots Instagram because I just don't want to maintain that Instagram. So it seems like it's an experiment. Yeah. Oh my gosh. The 3-step zigzag, yeah, I agree, but life is short. They'll have zigzag. See, I'm thinking that it's more about the surface area of the zigzag. Hello, Sydney. How's it going? Sydney's a pro at these, by the way. I think she sewed 2 in class. You're just a snob. I 100% I get that. Like, legit. It's okay to be a snob. I think you're right. Yeah, that it'll look nicer. My husband, oh, did I take a picture of this for you guys? My husband made me a binding holder for my home machine. Let's see, where is it? Oh, yeah. So look, he made me a little binding holder for my home machine. Oh, look, there he is. No way. It has, why aren't you driving up here to deliver it? No, I'm just teasing. Wow, it's here already? I literally thought it would be 3 more weeks, you guys. Wow, that's awesome. Oh my gosh, that means my machine can come home with me sooner too. Of course, Beverly, anytime. Read. What? Read. What? Read. What? Oh, I need to finish my second double. It just needs the 2 parts done together. Oh, cool. You probably will later. Oh my goodness. I really need a job selling this machine. Either of these Jukies. I don't think I would get hired selling my serger and cover stitch just because I don't use them enough, but right, Jim? I know, I'm so excited. I don't love it. I have me to blame because Shem owns one because of me. Now I'll cut the stream short and go home. Well, my machine's here, Amy. I'll just bring it in tomorrow. But tomorrow I got hired for a Zoom consult. That's a half hour. And then I'm finishing some videos. So yeah, Aisha really was my enabler for sure. Honestly, Aisha and Michael were my enablers because Michael could at any time said, why don't you just hold off for a bit to buy a machine? And I would have been like, yeah, you're right. Like I am not at all like, I totally agree. And he was like, why not? I was like, I don't know why not. I really don't know why not. Twisted this strap. Well, I'll just sew it for a bit and then I'll fix it. But that is so exciting. I wonder if they did something. They were like, just send her ours or something crazy like that. Oh, I just got some like schmutz of lint on my thing. I don't want to put the oil on Rachel's bag. Oh, and I broke the thread. So you were saying read Michael's comment. Yeah, that's so cool. I'm so glad you told me. That's so exciting. Michael has a call with a recruiter today, so everybody send him good Scoobies. I don't know, Beverly. How about I just come up with 100 buttonholes? A centipede. Why does a centipede costume take 100 buttonholes? Wait, is this a joke? Did I set myself up for a joke? Wait, I need more information on this, Beverly. A centipede with 100 buttonholes. I need more. All right. Wait, something's wrong with the force here. Is it fine? It's fine, huh? Yeah, I think they were both like excited we knew about the EB1 and also sad because they didn't have them there. I should have warned them. Not sorted yet. Anyone need a really fantastic international sales director or CEO? I will make you a custom pants sloper. How's that? You get a job. I just want you to know, Michael, that I just threw down the ultimates of sewing things. Custom pants sloper, if you get my husband, my very accomplished and skilled husband, a job. There's 100 holes for 100. Oh, you mean a costume for a centipede? I thought you meant a costume, a centipede costume. That's, Beverly, that's so funny. A little buttonhole, leg holes. I sometimes wish I was an animator because I have so many little things I just want to see visually like that. Yeah, right, Amy? I knew that'd be incentive. If you know, you know, right? Sorry, thank goodness Rachel's not watching. But I just took all that out so she wouldn't get a little, like, blurb there. Little thread vomit thing there. Too many hiring cooks in the kitchen. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It's not the biggest of companies either, so that can be both good and bad, you know. Hi, Noemi. How's it going? Nice to see you. Happy Pi Day. Okay, now we're going to flip this webbing. I really wish why didn't I just flip it when I was fussing about over there? Thanks, Julie. You would get along really well with my husband, Julie. I think you guys would laugh a lot. He'd laugh at you for sure. He would find you very funny. Trim these threads a little bit. Hi, Tiffany. How's it going? Welcome. Those needy people at your office. Like, what the heck? See you, babe. Thanks for telling us the good news. He knows how to make us happy. Keeps us in burgers and fries, burritos, dinner, and deliveries. Oh, cool, Aisha. 10% off. That's pretty good. That would get you that machine, I think, at what I paid for it. It's basically a 10% discount. Plus the state tax. Why did that happen? Oh, because I hand sewed the binding. You guys are distracting me. It's your fault if Rachel's like, this isn't your best sewing, Saremy. Work really cramps our style, doesn't it? Okay. Silly lawyers. Oh, I heard my bobbin winder. We're being a very responsible bobbin winder today. We're gonna get our cream one back on track. I have an empty, I only have one cream bobbin and I usually need 2 at all times. So we could be sewing with one and winding the other. So let's take this off really quick. I love that about that TL that you can have a second cone on the machine for bobbin winding. You know, it's really funny. For years with my industrial, my old one, I would wind the bobbin on my home machine because it was so quiet and quick. Which is kind of silly because it's totally not making any sound over there right now either, you know? And it's done when it's done. Like, I don't even have to babysit it. So it was just like a habit I had gotten into. And then a friend of mine who was a mechanic somewhere had worked. He was like, oh, I'll come and look at your machine, Saremy, because I had something going on. And he came and he was like, why aren't you winding bobbins on the machine? I was like, I don't know. I just never really got into the habit of it. So I have Eric to thank for getting me winding bobbins on the side of my machine. I'm kind of, actually, it is something I'm still kind of checking out, Shem, because I felt like my tension wasn't that great at first. But once I started fiddling with those two tensioner knobs, it got better. But it was something I was like, well, maybe I don't have the bobbin set up perfectly for the tension, because it felt a little soft, like when I touched the bobbin. And it's kind of an awkward, when you wrap around the thread around that thing, it looked in the picture like the thread coming from the spool goes under and the other one over. And that was a lot easier said than done for me. Like, as far as like hand-eye coordination, I felt like I was doing something wrong, you know? So, Danny, right? I can tell you're excited about your machine, but you haven't mentioned what you're sewing. I have two. When I mentioned what I'm sewing. I am sewing a double-double that Rachel ordered. This is my new pattern. I figure you're not really here to learn how to sew the double-double. We're just hanging out and sewing today. Plus, it's Pie Day. You can get my pie slice pin cushion for free today only. And there's a code on the screen there if you want. And if you want me to sew one, I cut one out, so it's definitely a tricky little bugger. Like, even I was like, oh shoot, I hope I can remember how to sew this live on camera, because it's been a few years. I don't typically teach how to sew my patterns on camera when I'm selling the pattern either. Like, I want you to buy the pattern, you know? And I don't think any of you are buying the double-double. Like, I don't assume you guys would. Like, and I get it. Like, you're not knitters. This doesn't have the, like, thing it does for some. I need to take a picture of this before I ship it off, since I don't have a picture of how this one looks. All right, should we put a label on Rachel's bag? We should, right? Let's see here. Here we go. You're gonna limp, buying freeze. The kits are not going fast. You are fine. When is Easter, by the way? Isn't it like soon? I have no clue. Oh, I forgot to tell Michael my mom invited us over for corned beef and hash on Sunday. Once a year, my mom makes corned beef and hash. She's not Irish, by the way. She's Scottish. And it's her one day of the year she eats meat. The 31st of April? Wait. Oh, it's March. It's March. Whoa, I just had a little time warp there. Whew. I need to go look at your kids' hours to stand. Oh, that's awesome. A long-term shawl project. To be fair, Christina, I have one thing I never finished, and I don't know why I haven't finished it. it ended up being a prop in so many photos that I was a little worried, like, oh, if I finish this, I'm going to have to start another medium-sized project for all of our photos. And then I just never finished it. And it's awesome. And it's easy. It's almost, like, it could be considered done even. It was the Diagon Apples. Diagon Apples by, what's Sweater Spotter's name? Oh, what's her name? She's super clever and creative. She had a whole knitting pattern book centered on penguins, which I also have, and I think well, it's not in there. I did the other one of hers in there that I love. Okay, March 29th. So it could be 21st, 31st or 29th. All right. Yeah, right, Z Delvin? Exactly. It's a knitting thing. Okay, let's see where we at. I do this little tricky thing here. I think it might be easier. How do I do this? I go like this. I slide it like this. No. Like this. I try and do this so that I don't have to turn this bag right side out. I think that's how I do it. I can't remember. I remember it and then I forget. Anna Maltz? Anna Maltz, yeah, thank you, Susan. Is she still doing stuff? I was so bad about following all the people I used to follow that I really liked, from my Chicken Boots account to my So-So account. I took a class with her in at the Edinburgh Yarn Festival. She's really delightful. She came up with that Marlisle, which I thought was really clever too. I would totally knit that one thing, that shawl I knit from her penguin book. It's like a diagonal 2-color stripe garter thing. It's such a nice one. You remind me that I have to see if I have the yarn that I can use to make the sweater that Tiffany is going to knit. That was such a convoluted. All right. Yeah, which sweater? Tell us. Oops, this is the way I want to do this. Really, well, I was thinking about getting my knitting back out, and then I got a sewing machine. That was just a funny sentence. Aisha was like trying to follow along. Oh, I really want to trim this. Let me just trim this. I will never be able to trim this if I don't trim it right now. So let's trim it now. So I don't know if you've noticed, if you only watch live streams, I don't know if it's anybody's live stream right now, but it's certainly mine right now. You may have noticed that you can't see the chat anymore on a replay. Like, you can see it now while I'm live, but you can't see it in a replay. It used to take like, 24 hours for the chat to be there, and now it's just gone. And someone in the guild had said something about it, and I went and looked, and I was like, God, she's right. I can't see it either. And I can see it on the computer. I just cannot see it on a device. And so I had this crazy experience last night where I just recently noticed that there is a live chat help in YouTube, which seems crazy nuts to me because there's so many users. It's like one of the biggest platforms in the world, right? And I thought, oh my God, I hope I never have to use that. And then last night I was like, well, I'm just gonna click it and see what happens. I was #1 in line on the Google live chat because Google owns YouTube. I got help from a human. She was delightful. She did not fix my problem. It is definitely stumping them as well. Sorry, I wish I was paying attention here. And they are now helping me through email, because it's kind of weird. Like, I always have chat replay available toggled on, always. And I've never touched it, ever touched it. There's never a reason to not have that enabled for me. So on her screen, it showed that I had it disabled. And I was like, well, that's not what it looks like on my screen. It's enabled. And so we were testing out different live streams, and every single one I looked at, I couldn't see the chat on my phone, but I could see it on the computer, and it was enabled. So, and on her end, it looked disabled. So the only thing I've done recently was that I disabled the live reactions. So you know how in the corner of the chat, there was that little reaction button? That has nothing to do with chat replay, but I feel like that's connected. So it's the only change I've made. So hopefully they'll fix it and it'll be back and nothing else gets affected by it. But just in case you guys have been wondering or just thought it was you, it's not. I'm curious about other people's live streams. I don't watch YouTube live streams typically. I was watching one last night. I don't remember who it was. It wasn't someone I knew. They were just playing a game I like. And I was like, oh, I've never heard of this person. So maybe I'll poke around in other people's live streams. When I Googled it, there was someone in Reddit saying this. And a lot of people were saying it. And they were like, why isn't anyone talking about this? And I was like, yeah, why? So anyway. Hi, Diane. How's it going? I love it because I'm like doing stuff like all day, I feel like. And there I was in live chat help for my live stream at 8:30 last night. I finally sit down and I wanted to chat with people in the guild. They're going to bed. It just cracks me up. I'm up for like 5 more hours. Maybe not at 8:30, but 3 more hours. All you East Coasters and Europeans. You got like Beverly and I out here on the West Coast, Sydney. Ooh, I did not leave myself much of a tail down here. We got it. Ooh, little tiny thing. I'm almost done with this. Oof, let's get rid of this though. Make it look a little nicer. I'll probably, just so you know, with the EB1, I'll probably play around with it first off camera, and then I'll do a live stream or a video about it. I don't really want to not do that correctly, that little gizmo, so I hope that's okay with you guys. You know me, I'm very, very honest, probably to the detriment of things, but I will tell you exactly how it was. West Coast, West Coast. Absolutely. Oh, maybe I should have done one over here too. I was like, I don't need one over here. I'm starting there. I'm like, I don't know where to start. Here we go. That's what I was figuring, Shem. Oof. It is no joke how much binding I gave. I'm not sure I gave people enough binding. I think I have one little piece left over here. Just make sure. I think I have enough, but oh yeah. I hope there's enough for people. I was so generous when I was cutting it, so I'm kind of surprised. Like I was giving like 10 inches extra to people. I loved that little trailer we watched yesterday on it. I had not seen that one yet. It was so cute. With the talking buttons. Sorry, I keep saying buttons the way my friend says it because I talk with her sometimes. She says button or all kinds of things like that. And it always, I can't stop thinking about it. I don't know about you guys. I don't know if that's a thing, but I get very influenced by other people, the way they say things inadvertently. I don't want to copy people. It's just like a weird, I don't know, it's like a tick. It's annoying because I feel like it's kind of disrespectful in some ways. But I don't know, I'm always curious about people's language and the way they say things, and I find it interesting. You guys are all talking about a knitting pattern. Should we look it up? I don't think I've ever done any mosaic knitting. If I did, I didn't know it was called that. Oh, okay. Good to know, Shim. Thanks. Did you see that Michael made me a binding holder for my machine, Shim? He had made something like, he'd put a ton of effort into something yesterday, and I was like, oh no, it's got to be like simpler than this. He was like, wait, I don't understand. What are you doing with this? And so I had to explain. I was like, it kind of has to be really basic. Here, I have a picture of it. Because I don't actually have one on this machine. Where is that one? It's over there maybe because I use it. Oh yeah, God, I'm a little worried about, maybe I'm going to double check the binding in each of these kits. I think I've sent one, or maybe more than one. Because I think I only sent one double, but it's actually in my bag still, so. Yeah, so it's really simple. Like the one I'm modeling it after is this. So this really nice older gentleman at a show once was like, hey, I'm from Humboldt too. It's really cool to see someone here. He was a woodworker. And he gifted this to me. And so it's a yarn ball holder. You put your yarn here, you hook it through here, and then it draws off, right? Well, this didn't work at all, this whole like hook thing. It just, the yarn fell out of it and it would get tangled up, and I never really had the heart to say anything to him, but it became super useful because I would put, it all comes apart. I always put this back here on my machine on this post, and it's because you can see, oh, this one, see how there's these cords right here? Well, we used to use this one binding roll. It was huge, and it would bump into these cords, and this lifts it up and gets it above the cord height. And we put this on our binding machine, and then we would use this one on another machine because it was sufficient. And I was trying to tell him, I'm like, it just needs to be a little platform with a little post in there. Just even that size is fine. And so he made me something really quick. It didn't take long at all. Let's see. Here we go. Sorry, the lighting was kind of bad, but just a little piece of wood with a little dowel in it. It's like perfect. And that's there's not a very big strip back there behind. See, this is where the machine sits on this thing right here. I don't know if the other picture is. Yeah, so this is the table that goes up and down. So, but I was like, yeah, that's exactly it, because I was having a lot of trouble binding the other day because of the binding just being free floating, sitting there, and it was just like flopping all over the place and falling on the floor. So Yeah, right. I should. It's such a silly thing. You're like, I don't need to buy that, and then you're like, this is really annoying. So when I saw that guy again, I was like, you know, thanks for the yarn bowl holder. I get a lot of use out of it. He didn't know how. I love this binding on here. It's such a cute little dot. Hi, Potinios. Did I say hi to you, Eliza? How's it going? Almost done. Maybe I should just sew up all the kits and sell the bags. Maybe that would be better. There we go. All right. I love this fabric. It was one of the least popular fabrics at the show, and it was one of my favorites. Sometimes you just do not pick the right fabrics, but I loved this one. I love this little, it's like a little nature stripe. Oh, it just looks like, I think it's so cute. I was really surprised that I was like, oh, it might be because I didn't have a notions case sewn in it, so you could see. It's hard for people to visualize sometimes. There we go. All right. So, let me show you where my quickie case is at right now. In case you're able to order though. Don't worry, you have time. You have plenty of time, Tiffany. I don't want to sew doubles right now. You're fine. You know what? If you really want a kit, Tiffany, just tell me which ones you like and I'll set them aside for you. That actually would be probably your best bet because there aren't many of some fabrics. So just tell me which to set aside for you and you can have all the time you want. I don't care. As if you've made already. As if I haven't made hundreds of those already. Okay, so maybe you remember me sewing this before Sew Expo. This worked great, by the way. And so I made it so that it would hold my big scissors right here. And then I put these little guys in here, right? And then in the lower ones, I made those for marking tools. So my ultra washable markers and my Hera marker. Yeah, cool, Tiffany. Yeah, just send me a message. And this one I had set up for hand sewing, but it wasn't perfect. This was actually, I set this is just the original design. And then I put my hand sewing stuff in it. And so it has double pointed needle pockets right here. They're vertical. Oh, sorry, it's really bright. I'll show you these that are darker. And then this has just 4 square pockets, a clear one and then 4 square ones. I would put my wax in here, nothing in there, you know, so this wasn't very well suited for my hand sewing. So I made these. I talked to a workshop in the guild and I was like, all right, what are some pocket configurations for the quickie that we were interested in? So these are the 4 configurations. So people could make 2 of these on their quickie and you could put them in the lower portion or the upper portion, no matter what. So this one here is the elastic strap there with the scissor pouch that was on this one. So this is this right here, right? Sorry, it's so bright. That's this one. And this right here well, is basically this, right? But 2 rows, 1 row, 2 rows. So you could, if you're a knitter and you use short DPNs, they would fit in that short row, because that's what I did, and they do fit in there, right there. I didn't change the configuration of this. I feel like not making this complicated is the best plan. This right here is 4 rows of pocket, the bottom one being vinyl, which is like this. And then this is a new thing I came up with after talking with them, because we were looking for something that was a little more 3-dimensional, and that's where I got this pocket here. So you can put spools of thread in here. I think this would be great for hand sewing. Spools of thread in there. I have obviously a big chunk of thread wax I never use. And then I put, you can see there's some DPNs in here, right? So these are the 4 pocket configurations. So this is this one here. And then this corner here. And then this one's really heavy. This one has circular needles in the pockets right here, which is this right here. And then the tool thing there. So these are the things we kind of came up with. And I think this is close. Like I think I'm fine with where this is at. This pocket isn't my favorite to sew, so I might work on it a little bit. Like I sort of made this look like it's easy, and it wasn't that easy. I also ran out of zipper. So I think this would be easier if I hadn't run out of zipper. However, now that I'm thinking about this, if you don't do it this way, you would be binding zipper. So actually, I'm thinking out loud, sorry, but I think I would leave it like this, and it wouldn't be pleated down here. This was an error on my part right here. See, it's pleated. It would be flat like this. It would be flat, and I made it to go over here, and I realized that was a mistake, because it actually might not have been a mistake, and maybe it wasn't a mistake and I didn't realize it wasn't a mistake. Yeah, so the felt thing I was thinking of, I meant to say that the other day, is stitching a piece of felt right here, I think would be, you could just do that. You could use if you wanted it to be cute, see Aisha, if you wanted it to be cute, you could use pinking shears and cut yourself a round little wool thing, put a little fluff in there, stitch it on there, and I'll probably show that. And then you could put some pins in there, because this isn't an area your hand touches much, which is nice, right? It's way up there. And even when you're getting into your case, this thing always flips up. You're not going to scrape your hand on it. That's what I worry about, because I've made cases with those before. Yeah, so I think right here, you could put like a little round piece of felt, maybe right here, put a little bit of fluff under there and stitch it down. And you'd have yourself like a mobile pin cushion. Even just stitching a piece of felt, if you have a thick piece of felt, this isn't felt, this is just wool. We used to have those. They used to have these like die-cut butterflies and cupcakes and something else in like the dollar bin, when there were dollar bins at the fabric store. And I would just stitch the butterfly down the middle. So it would be like a little butterfly with wings poking up, and to be inside that was our original Notions case. It had a little wool felt butterfly or cupcake in there. I can't remember what the third thing was. And you could just put a couple pins in it, you know. And it was in the inside of the Notions case. And then the Notions case got a clear front, and it had a little interior pocket, and we got rid of that. So, yeah, you could put a flap over it. You could even put it in this seam here. You could maybe even make the front half of this felt. You could make this felt. There's a lot of options. Felt's so versatile, right? So this is the quickie case, and then it closes with this elastic strap. There is binding in this, but it's only the perimeter. I feel like it's a very manageable amount of binding. If you don't want a fussy case, binding is the way to go, because everything is nice and flat.
So if you guys have any thoughts, better speak soon because I'll start writing this up soon and finalizing the pattern pieces. And once I get to a certain point, it's like, sorry, you're gonna have to do it yourself because it's like gets too much work to change things. Let me take out my tools here. I got a lot of quickie cases right now. The other variation it'll have is if you're using, this is one struggle with this design, is if you're using a one-way print. So you see how this one, the quail are upside down on the back? The problem with this is that even if you put a seam back here, which I did on this one, it doesn't matter. You still have to put this upside down if you want the flap to be right side up. So really that seam is unnecessary. Am I going to sell kits for these? Probably not. I'm only selling kits right now because they're leftover from Sew Expo. I might, if you guys want kits for just like the stiffener and vinyl and elastic, that's fine. I would do that, and I'm not pre-cutting it. But I would entertain that, but I'm not cutting kits out again. It is unpaid work, and it is a lot of work. I spent 2 months cutting kits for Sew Expo. I really hope they sell. You just want the yellow one? Oh, this fabric here? Oh, I designed this fabric. It's on Spoonflower for sale. It comes in lots of colors. I think it's still there. It might not be because they've been culling the fabrics. Let's see. I've been meaning to look. They just did this whole thing where they're like, hey, we're going to start, I don't want advertising cookies. Thank you. Let me see if it's still there. Let me log in. Oops. I guess I had to do the cookie thing separate. Okay. Oh, did they change the website? Are you kidding? They finally updated the website? I mean, they've been telling me they're going to be doing things. Oh my God, it's so slow. Oh, sorry, I'm just waiting for it to function. This site is such a slog now. There's just too much on it. I can't see chat either, sorry. Let me find this one. I'm just kind of curious if it's still there. Let me look at chat real quick. You found it? Oh, it's still on there? You got there faster than me. Oh, yeah, okay. Did they make this so that all colors are on one page now? That's what I'm curious about, because this is a new feature they were going to add. Oh, they didn't do it. Shoot, bummer. I was kind of hoping they were going to have it. This is one that's the exact same design, just different colors. But yeah. Yep, still there. Yeah, so this right here is the, is it called Marigold? It might be called Marigold color. It goes with, yeah, Wallflower. Oh, it's called Golden. Wallflower Golden. But it's the same color as, I'm such a terrible fabric designer. Not terrible, but it's like, it's a struggle. This one here, pretty sure, maybe it's not. Actually, don't quote me. I don't know. I'd have to look. But this I designed for Brooke of Sincere Sheep when I was in her club, and the yarn was dyed with marigolds. So I designed a print in marigolds with marigolds on it, and this is the color that was in her kit. So, and then I just took the kind of the same idea. So anyway, not yet. What material is stiffener? Jeez, Eliza, give me a chance to get home and stuff. Sheesh. No, there's no pattern. There's a pattern. I mean, I manufactured it, but there's not a pattern for you. Oh, if you click listing, it shows. Oh, it does, Hannah? It doesn't show that for me. How weird. Yeah, not yet. That's why I'm kind of finalizing the design right now. Making a pattern for homes, so like other people to use rather than me, is a little different. It's very obvious with my patterns that they're not geared towards people using it sometimes. So I'm trying to kind of keep it more in mind. Stiffener is the stuff I use inside here. See how stiff it is? Because it adds protection, it's sewable, it's washable. It's kind of like Pellon 70. Mine's a little stiffer. If I could, I would. I need to get some videos off of my plate right now that I'm recording right now. They're very easy, but their patterns are so hard to understand that I'm now to the point where I'm like, you guys need to change these patterns. They are so ridiculously like it's like someone it's like a stream of consciousness, and they call things the same thing, 4 different things. And I'm like, okay, we were calling this outer and lining. Now we're calling it your different colors, like that. And so I'm having to try and decipher it while I'm recording the video. But they're really easy to sew. So it's kind of funny that I'm struggling. I'm not struggling with the sewing. So I need to get those done. And I would if their patterns were like this. I just stopped midway last night. I was like, oh, they didn't include this in the cutting thing, and I don't have enough of these. And now I got to re-record the cutting thing, fix the sewing thing. So yeah, I'm working on that. And I should be done this week. We'll see. Yeah. So yeah, anyway. Is this really just an hour-long stream? I don't feel like it really is an hour-long stream, isn't it? I'm checking something really quick. All right. I thought about putting a pocket back here. Yeah, I got my label on crooked. I think that's, you could do that, but I think it creates a lot on your case. I'm trying to figure out how I feel about this thing here. I like the idea of it. And I like that you could put spools of thread in there very easily. Big ones too, like the bigger Gutermann ones. So, where's Michael at with the fabric store? He's not talked out of it. It's kind of funny. He's not working on it though or anything, but he's not talked out of it. It's kind of cracking me up. Oh my, you can do that, baby. I don't want to run a fabric store. That is not who I want to be. I don't want to run a fabric store at all. Like, it doesn't appeal. It's not at all appealing to me. I wouldn't mind being married to someone running a fabric store. That would be fine with me. I 100% would be fine with that, and helping if he needed help. But I do not want to market product. I can't even market me. I just want to teach classes. I want a workshop space where I can teach classes. Sacramento would be perfect. There's a major airport there. It's affordable to stay there. It's affordable to fly there. It's a major international airport. Well, I told him, I was like, you got that glass elevator or escalator, whatever it is right now. You could ride that thing. I just don't think it's a great climate. Sacramento, though, doesn't have a really big fabric store or good one. There's a couple, there, but there's nothing like Hearts Fabric or any of these places. There's no indie, even an indie one. There are some, but yeah. So, and there are a lot of sewists there. This whole valley is actually a very fiber-rich valley. There's yarn, or like people who raise sheep and make yarn. There's a lot of knitwear designers and dyers and sewists. There's a whole flax to linen movement here. It's kind of interesting because you don't think of California as being one of these fiber-rich areas, but it kind of is in a very farmy way, which I love. I love the agricultural aspect of that. And the flax to linen project is something I've been watching for years now. The other really interesting thing in California is, I'm totally blanking her name. Oh, Vreesis. She is probably one of the foremost developers. She probably is the foremost developer of color-grown cotton. Definitely in the United States, and maybe even has some status worldwide for that. So her cotton she raises is undyed and organic, and she raises it and cultivates it grown in different colors. They're not like vibrant colors. They're beautiful, very beautiful earthy tones, blues, greens, and browns. And so I follow her on Instagram too. She's a wealth of agricultural knowledge in creating fabric. Yeah, that's really cool, Tiffany. Yeah. There's a big flax to linen thing here, and then the people locally, I think they're the ones that they're either spearheading it or part of it. Hi, Donna. So that's Chico flax to linen, and there's another one. Plus there's the sheep. There's some sheep farms. So there is a historical sewing and fiber community here. And I think it's being revitalized as far as like sewing goes. Now that I'm in the ASG, the American Sewing Guild, and I'm getting their emails, they are crazy busy. What have I gotten myself into? Oh my gosh. There's like a quilt and sewing expo next month or a couple months. There's the ASG show in the Bay Area this year, which is kind of huge that it came to the Bay Area. So if you guys want sewing, like in real life sewing friends in the United States, check out the ASG. There are some in-person groups, and and you can start your own. So, right, Amy? I think so too. Like, I think that that's a possibility, but I have started so many businesses, and I don't want to deal with social media. Michael doesn't deal with social media. You know what I mean? So that's a tough world for that. Everybody's online. Do you guys remember there's like a book that you used to buy that would tell you all the fabric stores in the United States? So when you were on like a road trip, you would go to the quilt stores. Because I remember I worked at a fabric store. Oh, Michael's here with the EB1. Just a minute. I'm going to take my microphone off. Leave it right here. Wait, why is that box so big? Is this big? Thanks. I didn't really notice my phone. Yeah. No. Someone was here. I'm still live, too. Yeah, that's right. I'm just chatting now. What a guy. Okay. What's that? Do you want to say hi real quick? You want to say hi to Michael real quick? He is, wait, let me. Oh, here. Let me do that. Why don't you guys tell me there's a cord in the way? What a guy indeed. Let's open it. It's a huge, Shem, was yours in a box this big if you're still here? What the heck? Why is this box so big? I can't believe this got here this quick. They made it sound like it wasn't arriving there for 3 weeks.
God, this thing is huge. Okay. I'm going to take the fire starter there. Look at that. Well, that's the same person that passed my sewing machine. I recognize their name. Oh, sure. Thanks. I think so. Yeah, that works. Thanks. It's Christmas, exactly. There's a box for the manual. What is this manual? Oh my God, this thing is huge. There's even a sticker. They have like a little sticker for the steps. So there you go, Diane. We need to revitalize it, right? Here, let me move all this stuff. You can see what's in the box. Why is it so big? I'm scared. Yeah, I'm pretty excited. It's because I'm a celeb. No, they just didn't have any. And they were like, well, it's going to take like 2 to 3 weeks to get them. Oh my God, they sent me a seam ripper. That looks like the Bernina seam ripper. Oof, this just got way better. There's a lot of little things. What is this? Power cord. Just looking for the path of least resistance. Okay, I don't know if I just take it out of here. Ugh, there we go. Where's Nancy? Right, Beverly? Until I get it. Look at this thing, it's huge! Holy moly! This feels like the most professional piece of equipment I have ever owned. That's pretty cool, Amy. I know, that is really cool, right, Diane? Plus, you're going with the like Palmer and Pletch gal, right? Beverly gets it, right? I have said this before, Beverly, and people are like, I don't even know if mine came with a seam ripper. I'm like, what? That's the reason you buy a Bernina, is to get the seam ripper. It's so amazing. I said it on an Instagram post. I was like, yeah, but you got that Bernina seam ripper. And they were like, what are you talking about? And everyone's like, I don't know. Is that thing good? Well, it's the best. So there's a little like pin right here. See it? So it makes me a little nervous to just set it down on the table. But look at this. This is taped too. I don't want to open those yet. Let's see if we...
interesting. Okay, this seems important. Middle, speed up, feed dogs, up, press your foot down. Oh, okay. That seems pretty straightforward. Another home warranty. I like to find the next language to see what I'm in for. Okay, that's not a joke, right? There's quite a bit. This is so exciting. I love how you have to open everything up to find the how to unbox the device. So you hold it like this. Like this. Not by this guy back here, okay? Correction plate, non-slip sheet, name body, fixing screw, rubber cap, cord fixing holder. That's what Shem was talking about. All right. Looks very easy to install. Dang, I thought I'd be able to sew a shirt before I got this, so I'd have something that needs buttonholes. All right, it's on. My goodness. I'm so excited. I'm gonna set this on here and let that little pin hang off so it's not like tippy. Yay! 3-hour drive. Maybe you could start one, Diane. Neighborhood group, they're called, a neighborhood group. There's like 32 of them, no, 22 of them in my area, in Sacramento area. There is one here, but they don't sound very, like active. So, yeah, so it's like an hour for me too. All right, well, this is exciting. I got it finally. It's here. I have been talking about this for months. Oh, you are, Tiffany? That's awesome. I think that the ASG definitely needs always more members, right? So trying hard, yeah. Yeah, I think also there could be a lot of ageism in those spaces, going both directions. So it's tricky. You got to be able to find the right avenue, you know? Yeah, Nancy, I just got it. Michael drove it up here and everything. No, it works with a sewing machine, Isabel. Hi, Leah. Yeah, I'm kind of wrapping up. I only had one bag to sew. So I got the Juki TL. It goes with the Juki TL, which I actually have. I just got one, and it's right there. Can you even see it? I don't know if you can see it, but this is it right here. Which I showed off a little on camera yesterday, but I didn't think that this was arriving for another couple weeks, and it just arrived. But it plugs into that machine, which that machine doesn't have a zigzag. It only sews straight. And I got that machine for this. And this is a buttonholer attachment. The link is in yesterday's stream, but I'll put it in this one too if you would like to check it out. I'm not selling these or anything. I'm just been very, very intrigued by it. Is this that cute little video we found yesterday? Is this it? Let's see. It is. This is the cutest video.
Hey, look.
Okay, here's a little trailer for it. If you want to check it out. I've always talked really big that if there was a dedicated machine that did buttonholes, I would buy it. And one came out, but I needed to get the machine that it went with. So no one said a word about it, Ray, so I didn't think anyone cared. So I have one cut out, but I didn't think anyone wanted to see it. So I didn't want to bore you guys. So if you want, I will try and sew the pie slice. I'm down. I just didn't think anyone was that interested. But it is a free pattern today only. Yes, Donna. Yep. It's not for you, it's for me. I'll keep it here for a bit to make some videos maybe and do some live streams. So the pie, okay. Let me move this. Let me move my pie over here. Pie. We got Rachel's bag. There we go. Let's hope I can sew it. Been a while. Right, Nancy? I just want to 100% know that the buttonhole I'm about to make is going to be beautiful. I gotta change my thread, I think. I think I'll change my thread. Let me shut my door too here. Michael was locked out there. Oops. Yes, in honor of Pi Day. I have been meaning to do something with Pi Day every year since this pattern has come out, and I never managed it. And the funny thing is, I have made so many different kinds of pie slices. I got pizza fabric from Spoon Flour. Like it looks like crust and pizza, and I made a pizza pie. This one's my Eat Crow one. Someone gave me these crows. I've made humble pie. Oh my gosh, I can't even think of all the ones I've made. The only one I have not made is a pie, and I bought fabric that had pie typed out all over it, and I could not find it before the stream. I think I made something for my nephew in it, and that's why, because I finally just gave up that I would never follow through on my idea to make a pie. So I'm kind of disappointed that I didn't find that fabric, because I'm finally like, I'm going to finally make a pie. I could make my last pie idea. I had so many. I had 4 and 20 blackbird pie. And then I did all the usual ones like, what the heck? Like cherry, blueberry, whatever. Why aren't you going into the eye of the needle? Oh my gosh. I swear, threading a needle shortens my life. Sheesh. It's not that complicated, you know. My humble pie fabric, it looks like, I actually just made it in my printer. I just printed it, and then that was the filling of the pie. Definitely not one of my strongest pie themes. So today I'm going to make like a kind of a warm and cozy cherry heart pie. This is from a little handkerchief I have with a cute little decorative edge. So I thought I'd use this for the ruffle. Let me just trim off some of this fuzz. It's been kicking around a little bit. And so some of the fabric is sneaking through the stitching. Right, Anna, exactly. All right, let's see. With the right sides together, fold, ruffle. Okay, I don't need to do that. But I do need to add the gathering stitches, and I'm gonna fold this down like this so that I have a nice cute little edge where the ruffle is. So this is the ruffle. I'm just kind of winging this right here. Usually it's like a one piece of fabric and you fold it in half and then you do a little gathering stitch. Did you, Nancy? That's awesome. Yeah, I have the cupcake here too. So here's the cupcake. He's a little tired. This was kind of one that didn't turn out that great. And then the, why can't I grab this? It's kind of thick through that little corner edge there. There we go. This was the first class I was supposed to teach. I was going to teach it in person, and one of you was even coming to it. I feel like it was Christina Hawk. I think she was going to come. But then the pandemic happened, and it got canceled. I was so nervous about it, but I was kind of excited too. All right, so they got that. And then I think we sew these together. Oh, but I don't have the... I forgot to notch. I was like, don't forget to notch this. I still forgot to notch it. You need a place to stuff it. You make pie day paper crowns. Eat pie tars from my favorite bakery. You're like, I love it. That sounds awesome. Here, let's look at this one here. Oh, with the ruffle. Okay. I need to put the ruffle on here. I was thinking that I would put magnets on the bottom of this one too, because that's one thing. I put a magnet on the bottom of this one, and that's why it sits on my machine up there and it doesn't move. Maybe I could make one for home, my new Juki. Let's see. Starts to in accordance. So bottom crust to upper crust along curved edge, leaving open between notches. So bottom crust edge to upper crust edge along short end. But wait, when do I put the ruffle in? Bottom crust edge to upper crust. Bottom crust edge. Oh, I'm missing a pattern piece. Oh, I'm missing this pattern piece. Okay, wait. I thought that seemed weird. I'm glad I didn't do that. Okay, we need to go to the pattern table real quick. Let me turn this around. It's a little dark over there for you. There another another pattern piece in there that I missed in my envelope, in my folder? This makes so much more sense to me now. Oh yeah, here it is. Okay, back in business. I'm gonna interface. I never interface this because this isn't wool felt technically. So I'm interfacing it. More of like an experiment too. Let's just put this on top so I can see it. Why try and be fancy? Or make it harder? Can I get this down here? Oh, I could. Okay, let's do that. Anyone else hate cutting things like this? These little tiny narrow things. Oof. Let's see. Did I get that? I think I could do better over here. Oh, hey. Thank you. Thanks.
Sure.
All
Have a good one. We'll see you later.
right, see ya. Didn't you do all those costumes though, Anna? That might be a Sojo killer for me, I think. I know it would be. Yeah, anything with straight edges, I'm not really into. Sorry, my iron's not zoomed in either. Let's get rid of all these. This was a very spontaneous make today. I didn't plan on it when I woke up this morning. And then when I thought about like, oh, you know what? Let's just make this pattern free today. Maybe I should just make it a free pattern in general. But I was like, maybe I can even sew one. And I was like, God, I knew there was one I hadn't ever sewed before and I couldn't remember. And I realized it was the pie day. It was the pie. Okay. Now we're back on track. You want to make your first Donnie? Well, we are doing that soon. Later this month. In fact, I was thinking, so the Donnie dress is going to be the first time that the Donnie's ever been on my stream or at all. I've never even made the Donnie dress. Donnie shirt by Friday Pattern Company is what I'm talking about right now. And would you guys rather have like a just Donnie shirt? I realize I feel like I'm kind of just like, hey, we're going to do this pattern hack on this thing. You know, like my community's super into it. Like the So Guild people, they're really into this shirt. They make a lot of them. I think this one got a little narrow. Fold or fold, how long? Okay, short, and short, so short ends. Okay. Turn right side up. Okay, wait. Gather your fit long curve to the top crest. Okay. Let's put that back down to proper seam length. So here's the difference between the seam lines. Okay. Yep. Like this. Bright pink flannel. I think like the ruler would help. That ruler you gave me, Nancy, is so tacky. I love it. Like when I don't want something to move, sometimes I'll just set that ruler on top of the thing I'm using. It really holds things in place. Those little grippy dots. I have a little tiny ruler that I use over here that has those same grippy dots. And it's the same thing. They don't move at all. But that big ruler, because there's so many of them, it's so great. I love it. I was using it for these videos I'm recording. I'll use my really long ruler to measure something, but I use that to cut with because it's like, oh, I know it won't move. Get rid of these. Cute little ruffle. It's kind of cute. This is a little more scrunched over here than this side. I want to fix that a little bit. Oh, wait, where's my tools? They are in, wait, where are they? Oh, they're right here, okay. I thought I'd gotten them out. Yeah, right, exactly, Anna. That's what I was thinking. I was like, well, I could just do the Donnie and then we could do the dress thing afterward. And they have a dress hack on their site, so it's nothing new. I want this to be as cute as this side. Why does this one look cuter? I feel like the fold is shorter. Maybe I shouldn't worry about it too much. I just maybe put a little gathery tuck there. That make it look cuter. Well, whatever. It'll be fine. It'll be fine no matter what. Okay. It just looks different. Maybe it's because there's print here. Oh, well, whatever. Okay. I gotta sneeze. Excuse me, sorry. Weighting rulers down at the far end, hold them still. Yeah. Yeah, I use my weights on the rulers too because, you know, when you're cutting something long and narrow, it gets off. And same with a long, skinny ruler. If you're only weighting it at one end or you're holding it down here and you're using the whole thing, it'll move. So, yeah. Okay. Crest phrases. Okay, I got that. So, leaving the right sides together. So, bottom crust to upper crust along curved edge. So, bottom crust edges to upper crust edges. Sorry, let me see. This is bottom crust and upper crust, top crust, okay. Yeah, and then we leave it open where the notch is. Oof. As long as I don't want to redesign this pattern after this, I'm fine with sewing it today. But I have a feeling I'm going to want to redesign this pattern. I used to sew and sell these. Can you believe it? They're so fuzzy to sew. Okay, so there's our crust and our pie. Like that. So filling to crust edges along inner cut line. I have a notch here. And a notch here. And then how does this go? Does this go? This goes all the way around. Okay, I remember how this whole thing goes now. Okay, that's what I needed. So this goes to the end here. Yeah, okay, yeah. Okay, I get this. I get it now. Okay. I have to remember. Okay, we get, this is like this. Yeah. So I figured out a way that this was easiest, but now I can't really remember. I think I'm gonna do it on top like this, yeah. So I'm gonna put this straight short end to basically the curve here, this end right here. And we're doing the inner one like this. Yeah, okay. Like this. And if we do this, let's start at a 1/4 inch away. Okay, we got this. Let's clip into this little corner here. It might help, like that. And then we want this to land, the point to land at the center at the notch. All right, so that's another thing. Making a fold right here and maybe marking it with chalk. That would probably be good, a good idea. So let's connect this point. I've become a better sewer since the last time I made this. That's crazy. Okay. So that means that the center of this right here at a 1/4 inch seam I don't know if I do this in the video, but this is what I would advise doing. this juncture down here is where that goes. Anytime you're doing these like angles, it's a really good idea to mark them. They're so hard to judge because look at how far down. Can you even see that? Let me lighten it. Well, maybe I'll just bring down the camera. But do you see right here? Can you see that? I'll brighten it up a little bit. But the juncture of where that 1/4 inch seam intersects, it's pretty hard to judge. Yeah, it's free today. So right there. Because look at, if you measure parallel to this edge, your sew line, the 1/4 inch. But if you went straight down to the center, that's 5/8 of an inch. So you can never really judge. I should have drawn it on this side. I just need to get that out of the machine. So let's get this as straight as possible. And we'll draw in our, and I'm just connecting these 2 points here. So that is my juncture. I didn't get this quite right, I can tell. There it is, okay. This isn't very precise either, these Choco liners. They're really, like they make a really nice thin line, but when you need to get up against a ruler, they're kind of chunky, you know? So using a marker is probably better, and on wool felt, you might as well. No one will ever see it. Connect. Connect, okay. Perfect. Perfect, all right. Now, let's start this. It's gonna go a lot easier now, and faster too. Pull that over. And so we want this juncture right here to be right here. That's what we're going for. And now I'm going to pivot there, cut into there, and now pivot this. Clip. Feels a little long. I think I stretched my wool a little bit, and because I ironed it, I kind of fixed it that way, so I can't really ease it as nicely. So I have learned something with interfacing. It might not be the best thing to do. All right, so here we have another one of these centers right here. And it goes right about here, like that. Yeah, it's on the screen, Nancy. Pie yum at the top. Fake spot told me my size is rude. What's fake spot? Do I have to worry about that? Oh, you know what it is? The interfacing has shrunk my pie filling. That's what's going on. That makes sense. I think that's the one thing I don't like about iron-on. That's one of the many things I don't like about iron-on. My presser foot just came off. Oh, yeah. I don't think I tightened it with my, what the heck? I didn't tighten it with my screwdriver yesterday. Like it was already this far when I just put it on just now. Sheesh. It's the last place you want your presser foot to fall off. It's right here at the point. All right, so now we need to get to here. Let's clip here. Pull this down to the corner. I'm going to reinforce it. Okay. Phew. All right, and now we're going to sew this to the pie slice pin cushion here. It'll be a lot easier this time. But we could do the same thing on here. Let's see. Yeah. I'll use a marker this time. Juncture. Just doing the points here, same idea. So many things. All right, this is the one with the no seam here at the corner, so it goes like this. So we'll just start here. I'm offsetting the thicknesses there. This is basically the exact same piece. This one right here, this little narrow thing, it's the same, it's this piece right here, just with the center cut out of it. So it should go on there pretty easily. And at least you know, oh, I need to ease this if it's not like I got off somewhere myself. So, or I didn't cut it great. So basically, yeah, you can line up these points, pull this over, pull this over. There's got to be an easier way to make this thing. There we go. I'm glad I didn't do this in a class. I really wanted my pie to be accurate though. That's sometimes the problem. You get a little too lost in the weeds when you're trying to do something, you know? But this is the last seam. Oh, I ran out of thread. Yeah, no problem, Julie. Think so, it's just a chrome plug-in. Oh, okay. I need to probably at least have one bobbin in this purple. Let's hope I have enough to finish. I could probably finish with anything though. There we go. Just pulling that out of the way so I don't accidentally catch it. Pivot. Oof, this is so awkward. Like, this is one of those things where you cannot think about it. You just put it together. You trust. You got to trust the process. I think I want this seam to go to the back. Like that. It's It's right here that I'm having the length issue. There we go. And we offset that seam. So it's offset. This one's pressed open. I'm just talking to myself today. All right, pull the ruffle out of the way so we don't catch it. Line up this other point here. Pull this out of the way. It's not that it's hard to sew, it's just mind-bending. Guy, what was the pattern I saw in Pattern Chatter? And I was like, oh shoot, I need to sew that. Oh, it was that blouse with the pleats in it. Yeah. All right, so there's my pie slice. Let's trim these points down. Sort of want to reinforce them. So let's just do it. Why not, right? Can't do it after this moment. Oh, I have some stuffing right now. I was gonna say, I just brought some home. Wait, do I need to trim any of these other things? I don't think so. Let's see. You're just listening. That's nice. It'll take you longer to turn it right side out than to sew it. I get really stubborn sometimes, you know, like I want something and then I have to do it. And this is definitely one of those projects. No one asked, and I just really wanted, everyone was doing cupcake pin cushions, and I was like, yeah, but the pie is better, right? I don't like frosting. See you, Anna. Enjoy all your little pies. When I was in, oh, there's one more sewing step. When I was in Australia and New Zealand, so there's this local store, if you ever come to Chico, there's this really cool local store called Made in Chico. And they sell all local things that are made here. And they used to carry some of my things. And there's an Aussie gal that works there. And I said, hey, I'm going to be out of town and we're going on a trip. And she was like, oh, where are you going? And she goes, oh, well, you know, you're going to Australia. You need to eat meat pies. And the one thing that I bake, it's not the one thing, but one thing I cook at my house is chicken pot pie or empanadas or things like that. Anything with crust. It's one of my things I like to do. And I get the requests from Michael and Cricket for. And I was down. I was like, all right, yeah, it's on. You know, I love having a goal like that I know I did this differently before. I don't want to pull the tip out. You know, I'm trying to be careful. You want this so that, see how it just looks like a blob right now? We need to define the crust now. So we need to get this all out. I'm going to press on it with my finger. And then we're going to fold it along this seam right here. And we're going to stitch in the ditch around. And that's what's going to give it this little crust. So, yeah, the pie shape is better for a pincushion as well. It's less tippy. I think sometimes, like this one's in canvas, and I think the canvas works really good. I've tried them with stiffener on the bottom if I was using a really lightweight fabric that I really wanted to use. I've tried all kinds of things. Oh, I forgot I was going to put magnets on the bottom of this. Dang it. I think I could get this tip out more, but I'm scared. Maybe the interfacing wasn't a good idea, but I think that looks pretty good. It looks pretty pointy. This one actually needs a little work. Let's work on this. Just do tiny bits. All right, that looks better. Yeah, so everywhere I went in Australia, when I went for lunch, because I was usually with Cricket only, because Michael worked a little bit. In Australia, he worked. In New Zealand, he didn't. I would order the meat pasty. And half the time, they'd be like, you do? because it was like only these big guys ordering it for some reason, you know. And so I ate every single one I came upon, and it was awesome. They were so good. They're so different than how we make them here. It's more of a like a tomato base sauce inside, but don't think like minestrone tomato base. For turning, it's called the Easy Point Turner. Oh, that's cool. All right, I'm just making sure. I feel like I can get all the way around with my machine now, just kind of smoothing out this edge, kind of defining it a little bit. But I've thought about those ever since. I'm like, oof, those sound so good. All right, it's gonna stitch in the ditch now. Let's hope I don't run out of thread, because I do need bobbin thread for this. This part's pretty easy. I never get like a point on this, so I pretend like I have a point. I go past where the filling is. Now I'm going to pull the filling off to the side here, because on the top you're going to see this stitching. So you could do contrast if you want. I'm really shoving my finger in there to kind of define it. Oh, I forgot. I actually need to like backstitch there. I forgot. I should have backstitched over here because we don't want to go through the ruffle. So we actually stop right here. I forgot. I'm sorry. I'm thirsty. Crust is always just so good to have on hand. I made this chocolate swirl cake on Sunday. Michael picked it out. I was like, these are the things I have that I'm kind of interested in, like a bready, like a muffin or a cakey muffin. That's what I wanted. Which of these sounds good? And he was like, that chocolate swirl one sounds good. It was so boring. They had you mix chopped chocolate, with an egg white, which I've never done before. I was like, oh, this is interesting. So you mix the chopped chocolate with an egg white, set it aside, and then you make your batter. And it was kind of like, now that I've tasted it, it was more like a coffee cake kind of flavor, because it had a little cinnamon in it. And then you swirl in the chocolate chips, or the cut up chocolate, and you get that like swirl vibe. It is not a swirl. It is not chocolate bread. It is like solid chocolate river, like a little ribbon in there. It's too much. I think that's because I was picturing something like, like a black and white cake, or something. I don't know. If anyone has a good recipe for that, because now I still want that. So I want, you know what? It's that I just wasn't thinking it through. I was picturing chocolate and vanilla half and half pound cake. Nice, Amy. I feel like some people are going to be like, oh, I already had this pattern and I never made it. So yeah, I brought some, I'm eating it. I froze most of it though, to be honest. All right, so there's my pie slice. I never usually match this fabric here. Let's get my stuffing that I have. I just brought some from home, left over from a project. We'll just pull it out of this hole here. This was like a twin sheet package or something like that, Ooh, gluten-free hot cross buns. Are you doing that for Easter? Because that's an Easter thing, right? Hot cross buns. Christina. Yeah, of course. Christina, weren't you the one that was going to come and take my pie class? Yeah, it's just probably polyfill. When I replaced the cushions on my couch the other day with that quail fabric, those cushions were bigger than the ones I was using, and I reused the stuffing inside of them. So it's whatever they put in there, but it just looks like polyfill that I'm recycling, basically. So you want to get this little corner here at the front really good because it tends to not want to fill. See how it's like slack right there? So you got to really poke it in there. And I usually use a chopstick for this. Like this. Yeah, that looks better already. And now you can just stuff it. Maybe I'll make this one less overstuffed. So I think putting something to make it heavy on the bottom or magnetized is great when you're making your own homemade pincushion, because that is one thing it lacks. Like you could fill it with maybe sawdust or something. Do I think I could do that? I don't trust at all that it would stay down there. My idea was to use these. Like I have them sitting right here. They're sew-in magnets, right? I was just going to sew it in there on the bottom. So it's really sad that I forgot to do these because I've had these for so long. And these are what sew-in magnets look like. So yeah, kind of a bummer. I'll just hand sew one on there like I did before. And I think I would put one here and here this time. One here and here. Oh, the other thing you can do that is really nice that I do is see how I put a pin here? That actually helps it sit really nice. Just putting a pin on the bottom, like a tripod. Yeah, wool would be good. Oh yeah, I do have walnut shells. That's a local byproduct. I think I used them though. So the other pincushion pattern I've never sewn that I've actually purchased myself is, I really want to make this little guy. It's a snail. I've never made it. I paid $7.50 for this pattern and I've never made it. And here I am giving away a $6 pattern. I really need to make that. I love snails. I think they're hilarious. I kind of want a little more, but I'm not going to overstuff this one. I'm going to leave it kind of slack. Make it. Julie's, I'll make it right now. My husband brought me a burrito, though, and I haven't had one in weeks, and I'm so excited. You don't understand what that's like, Julie, for a Californian not to have Mexican food. See how my points are a little bit cross-eyed? I think one thing you could do is sew straight down the edge here before you get to the point where I did. You know, like after you get it all together, before you stuff it, maybe sew across down here. It's an idea. Because I did center those points over the halfway point on each one, but it probably pulls a certain way because of the angles. So I'm going to try and make it so that it doesn't get too full. And then we just hand stitch this shut. And it's done. I took my needle threader home. Sad. No, you can get wool batting. I mean, I guess you could consider it like roving, but it's probably not good enough to be roving to be spun into yarn, Leah. It's a little different. You could probably put fabric scraps in here. Oh my God, why is the eye so gosh dang tiny? I got both through though. Yeah. It's like a personal triumph every time, you know? Pulls up. There we go. When I put the loop end easier? No, because then I don't have to tie a knot. It's easier threading the needle, but not with the sewing part. That's why. I just made, because I didn't have to tie a knot when I did it through, pulled it through. I had almost bought that needle puller tool a few times. I don't generally need it, but it does sound appealing. I love hand sewing wool. It's so forgiving. Your stitches just don't show. See ya, Leah. Have a good day. Almost. Trying to pick the stitch or pick the fabric below that stitch line so I don't see the stitch on this side. I think one layer of ruffle sort of stands up a little better. I loved this company. This is that children's wear company that ended up making adult sizes too, called Oil Lily. And they're really expensive, super colorful, but they also sold these little handkerchiefs, like bandanas. And I would just buy those because it was like buying their fabric. This is one of them. That's why it has this little like embroidered edge, you know? Yeah, there you go. Yeah, see, Tiffany has a stash of that. I don't spin, but you can just buy, yeah, wool, stuffable batting, and it's not expensive or anything. I always buy wool batting for like quilts and vests and things. And it's washable, so just tie this off here. And we'll just sink it in. Here we go. Cherry pie. This one's a heart on this side. Is there cherries? There's some cherries. Put some on the bottom here to hold it. Give it a nice little platform to rest on. It's still a little wonky. Here we go. I did tie a knot, and then I pulled the tail through and exited over here, and then because it was just the tail of the knot, so I just wanted to sink the end of the knot in there. So I just go stab it anywhere, pull it out, and then as I pull the threads, I push against the thing with my scissors and cut it so they kind of snap into the thing. That's why I did that. Forgot the label. That's okay. This is a very like soothing color tone, very cozy pie vibe. No, what? No, what? You still don't need to tie a knot. Well, I could do that, but I just didn't. You mean just like do a few passes? But I'd still have cut ends, and I just wanted to sink the ends there. That's all. I mean, it's just a little hole. I'm not fancy sewing. All right. You can put the loop through and not have to tie a knot. I didn't have the loop. Julie. So when I thread a needle, this is what I do. I'll show you what I do, okay? So here's my long thread, okay? I put the 2 cut ends through the eye, and I know this is what you were saying, don't do that, but I'll show you why I do this. I put the 2 cut ends, I have the loop at the other end. So when I start my hand sewing, I can't believe you're making me thread another needle. Here we go. Okay, so now this is how I start my sewing, all right? And so I have the loop, right? There it is. I go like this. I poke. This is when I start my sewing. And then I pull the loop through. There it is. Now I have a knot, right? Now when I do all my sewing all the way through, I don't have that knot, that loop anymore, right? I do my stitches. I do my stitches. So when I get to the end and I'm ready to be done, I have to be able to tie this off, right? So, hi Tammy, how's it going? What do you have there? What do I have there? Oh, it's pie day, so I made a pie slice pincushion, and today the pattern's free on my website. And the code's right up there. I'm pointing like over across the room, but there it is right there. It's kind of funny. So yeah, so Julie, now I need to tie this off, or I can't just like leave it, right? So I'm at the end. I can't go through here. That's not going to do anything, right? So I have to do something. I either have to go like this. Oh, shoot. Well, usually I'd go through a few times and just make like a little tiny like bar tack, right? And then cut it. Or I tie it like I did just because I was being quick and lazy. And then when I'm done, then I put my needle through like for like an inch, right? And I pull the tail through, pull it all the way, and then tug on it, cut it, and they snap in there. So that's just how I did it. People can do it however they want. I know I'm not a fancy hand sewer. So yeah, anyway. Yeah, here's a few of them. I don't have very good ones here. I have really old prototypes. They're kind of dusty. Elaine gets you. Okay, there you go. Elaine gets you. I didn't understand. I'm not understanding. I don't do the... Yeah, I don't know. I guess what I'm missing. I don't know what I'm missing. Sorry. All right. I'm done today, you guys. Thanks for coming. It was just kind of a hanging out day. We got Rachel's double sewn. So if you want me to sew any of the project bags, notions cases are doubles right now. Just put a kit and the sewing fee, and I'll sew it for you and send it to you. And then this pattern is out now, and there is some product for sale. So those are all on the website. And if you want the free pie slice pincushion, there you go. For today, happy Pie Day. There you go, pizza pie. I'll see you Saturday. We're going to shop for fabric for my wrap dress. Or are we going to do buttonholes on the EB1? Who knows? All right, I'll see you guys then. Yep, you're welcome. Enjoy. Have some pie today. Bye, guys.